So, yeah, being human. That was the first night. And then the second night, I learned about the perfectly superpositioned web of the rest of the life, like animal life on the earth. That was my second night. Particularly like a lion pride. You know, we look at all these animals, we can observe them, and we try to kind of see how, you know, they work based on our own understanding of our own social structures, right? Well, with animals, it's especially a lion pride. You know, why is this one lion, you know, the king, and why are these other lions, you know, kind of like that? Why do they step aside? You know, why do these particular females, you know, have this particular role and others have this role? And it's because there is an understanding of how to be the most efficient as a pride. And that's something that we obviously should take notice of, right? Being the infinitely destructive humans that we are, and not working together by any means. So that was, you know, a very important lesson for me able to see that, you know, in a series of visions. It makes a lot of sense, and there's, you know, all nature is perfect at superpositioning, right? If you don't know what superpositioning is, look it up. It's amazing. Dan Winter actually talks a lot about superposition. So the end of my second night was when I really kind of came into my own and really understood my role as a Reiki practitioner. There was a particular event, this actually happened a while back. A friend of mine asked me to help with her kitten who became sick and had stopped eating and more or less was about dead. So she wanted me to come over and help do some work on her. So I did, and I went up to the bedroom by myself and I sat with the kitten. And that cat did not want to have anything to do with me. She used all of her little kitten strength that she had left to turn away from me and just not be around me at all. And I still did work on her. And for the next 2 or 3 weeks, I was so sick. Like, I was just so sick. Like, I was like just sick, and then I would get better for like a day, and then I just boom, like right back into something else. And it was like 3 weeks later that I came down with, I got guttate psoriasis. And if you don't know what that is, it's absolutely horrible. It's like a whole bunch of like little red spots like all over your body, and they just kind of like move around, and it's just horrid because it lasts for like 3 months and there's nothing you can do about it. And it was during the summertime, so I couldn't wear like long sleeve shirts or shorts without feeling self-conscious, and you know, it was just horrible. But you know, the medical reason, or you know, part of the medical reason, they still don't actually necessarily know why people get guttate psoriasis, but you know, you can contract it from having strep throat. That's like when it's like supposedly activated, right? Well, I've had strep throat many times in my life, and I never once, you know, had anything like this happen. So one of the visions that I had down in the Amazon kind of told me that that was my body's way of dispelling that energy that I had taken upon myself, that I wasn't really ready for. I wasn't strong enough to do so, but yet I did it anyway. And to be honest, if I had to go back, even knowing how bad it was, I would do it again, because, you know, that cat and I have a very amazing relationship, very interesting and unique relationship. So yeah, then the third night, those ceremonies down there last 3 nights usually. The third night, I decided to devote all of my time towards energy work and really understanding that process. So that's what I did. And yeah, so then I started to, after I came back here to Portland, I kind of got involved with the short form of those ceremonies. And if I'm being vague, but if you have any, if you're following along, you probably know what I'm talking about, but I'll just leave it at that. And those were also very profound. And I am a shaman now in my own right, because I have helped facilitate other people's experiences, and I have been across and back. I've seen angels and different beings and spirits. I've been many places, even through regular meditation. I've seen myself as a star. That was a really amazing experience. I'm still not going to use the term starseed because I don't consider myself a starseed. From the people that I met, I consider them. I mean, if I am a star as well as being a human, if that makes sense to you, then good. Then great, because that's the experience that I had. Yeah, so, but yeah, if you have any doubts whether that there are a spirit world, a dimensional aspect to this universe where other beings reside, and there is a construct, a conscious construct that is delighted to see you and have you participate and co-create your universe, then good. If you have that, if you have enough to enough of a curiosity or an awareness to even have a notion, a speck, just a tiniest bit of interest, then you're on your way. So yeah, that more or less brings us up to current, because the short ceremonies I don't do very often at all. The last one was a few months ago, and I am still processing that. It's going to take me a long time to process that, because those ceremonies down on Amazon, people talk about a death experience where you get to experience what it would be like to die. And I was given that opportunity down there, and I decided to not do that. And when we were sharing afterwards, everyone's like, "Oh no, why did you do that? Oh my gosh, that's a gift." And I just knew it wasn't my time. Well, my last short ceremony, that's exactly what I experienced. So yeah, needless to say, that's going to take some time to process, and more or less it was answering a question, and it was the most direct way I could possibly experience that question. It wasn't really an answer. That's not the right way to put that. It's not important to find answers. It's important to better understand your questions. So on that note, I will leave the video to a close. Thank you for watching, and I appreciate any comments or feedback, and I guess happy St. Patrick's Day.